Okay, so hello friends. I'm very glad to welcome all of you on our Professional in Human Resources certification course by HRCI. And today we have class number 1, the Introduction to PHR certification. Okay, so let me tell you a little about myself so you know me better, you know who is presenting the course and who is going to prepare you for the exam. My name is Mike Pritula and I started my work at Alpha Bank. It's a Ukrainian bank, and I was trainer and recruiter. I built my career, I became HR business partner there, and then I was invited to join STB TV channel, which is the largest Central European channel and the biggest media company with more than 2,000 employees. And I worked as head of recruitment and onboarding department. And later I became HR director there. Then I joined Wargaming, one of the biggest game development companies, HR business partner. And later I became Total Rewards lead. Then I worked with Preply and Ideals, where I built the whole HR system from the scratch. I also consulted PeopleForce, and I created PopHR and Pritula HR, Talent Academy, and online checklist tool. This is about myself. When I was building my career, I was nominated in so many different awards and recognitions, and I received lots of diplomas. I was speaker at different conferences, offline. Now I'm mostly online, but previously I was a speaker on offline conferences. And I have lots of those prizes, right? As for PHR certification, I'm an active holder of different certifications. In my lifetime experience, I received HCI certification, Strategic HR Business Partner by Human Capital Institute. I also passed SHRM CP certification by SHRM organization, and I passed Professional in Human Resources International certification. And I'm an active member of ATD International. This is a training association. It's about myself. This is about our academy. Our academy quite a long time here, and we studied lots of students around the world. Now we're teaching in 15 languages. Probably I have to edit this. Yeah, and we have 2 YouTube silver buttons because we have lots of information on our YouTube. In my work and my experience, I rely on best practices by well-known world's organization, and that is why I'm supporting HR certification by HRCI and by SHRM, and I prepare my students, which I started probably, let me remind myself, probably 6 years ago was the first group I taught how to prepare to HR exam. This is a course program. We have several classes here, and one will be recorded about how to register and prepare for exam. And today is introduction. So we are going to learn what is PHR certification, eligibility requirements for the PHR exam, how to register for the exam on HRCI, the exam structure, content outline, and so on. This is our first class, and today you learn the basic information about the certification. So, what is HRCI PHR certification? Why it actually was invented, right? Once it was 65 years ago, Cornell University study found that a profession is defined by 5 characteristics. A profession should be a full-time occupation. Schools and educational programs should focus specifically on teaching the basic ideas of the profession, and there should be a certain common body of knowledge. The profession should have a national professional association, and which is more interesting for our today's class, the profession should have a certification program. And then the profession should have a code of ethics. So as you can see here, certification program is one of the requirements for profession to exist. So for our HR profession and for us HR professionals, it's very important to have this kind of certification. It says the world that our profession is a real profession. It's not just some addition. This is a full-time occupation. This is a separate division of university studies and so on and so forth. So it says that this is the real profession. About HRCI. HRCI exists more than 50 years on the market. It was created more than 50 years ago. Just imagine that, right? Because, like not many companies are there that exist more than 10 years, but 50 years, that's a lot. And it's the only organizations that have accreditation from National Commission for Certifying Agencies, NCCA. Why it's so important? You, me, everyone could establish their own certification and say to the world, okay, now I'm certifying HR. But to be the true certifying company organization, you have to be accredited by someone. And National Commission for Certifying Agencies is the most, how to say, most experienced and the most well-known companies in the world, organization in the world that certify or accredit certifications. There are, sorry, there are more than 500,000 certificates worldwide issued by HRCI from the very beginning. And now, if you search on LinkedIn, you will find more than 125,000 certificate holders. Different kind of certificate, not only PHR, because there are lots of them. We have APHR, PHR, SPHR, PHRCA, then we have APHRI, PHRI, SPHRI, and GPHR, right? So we have several of certifications, but totally there are lots of people on LinkedIn with those certifications. Those people, certification holders, they live in more than 125 countries worldwide. And what is interesting, 93% of Fortune 500 companies, they employ certificate holders. And actually, most of them, they require to have this certification for senior HR positions. This certification by HRCI is 5 times the demand for other certifications. Research, I think it's by pay scale, says that certification owners, they earn almost $20,000 higher annual income. And also companies, they also benefit from this certification. 25% higher income for companies where graduates work. Okay, statistics of active holders. This certification has expiration date, which is 3 years. So active holders are as following, and as we may see, this PHR certification is the most popular among all other kind of certifications. 65,000 people currently hold active certifications by HRCI, specifically PHR certification. And statistics for successful exam. As we may see, 69% of people successfully pass the exam. So you have quite good chances if you prepare well, if you spend time by watching these videos, these lectures, reading outline, and taking tests. The course that we are going to go through, it's based on HRCI competency model. So we are based on the competency model published by HRCI, and all the knowledge obtained is fully consistent with those assessed in the exam. It has international experience. Some people who going to pass the certification, they live in different countries. Some people prefer PHR certification, not PHRi. Actually, you may take any of them. I have all courses for all HR certifications by HRCI, so you may choose whatever you want. But even PHR certification gives you international understanding because, it's based on American standards and American HR. We may say it's international HR, right? With no doubts. And connection to local practices while discussing some information I'll be giving some examples from other countries, not just the United States, just to give you the general idea. Types of certification. So as I mentioned before, there are lots of certifications like APHR, PHR, PHRCA, SPHR, GPHR. I'm not talking about APHRI, PHRI, and SPHRI, which has this I for international. And then we have SHRM CPS comparison to those certifications. Okay, so they have some differences. First, it's about experience required. So for PHR, you need to have 1 year HR experience and higher education. For APHR, you don't need any experience. If you want to go for SPHR, you will need 4 years in senior HR role. Then the amount of questions is different. Here we have 115 questions, and exam fee is different as well, right? So I think, as we can see from this slide, SPHR, as PHR is the most famous and most requirable and most popular certification, so this is a good choice. Congratulations, you chose the good certification. Where the exam is taken. There are 2 options to pass the exam. The first one, you may pass it online or online on Pearson VUE website. Otherwise, you may go and pass it offline or take it offline at Pearson VUE testing center. They have lots of providers around the world, like in lots of different countries, you may find those centers. So it's up to you. From my experience, I took one exam offline and then I took another exam online. Experience is different. I can't say what's more convenient for myself. Probably take an exam online at home. For myself, easier because I don't need to travel. I don't need to commute. I'm in my environment, but you may do whatever you want, right? The exam overview. So you're going to go through 90 scored exam questions, and then there's going to be 25 pretest questions that are not scored. They are for future exam takers. They like it's like a field study to adjust those questions difficulty, to analyze questions, and so on. So totally, you will go through 115 questions, but only 90 of them will be scored. You have 2 hours and 50 minutes for those questions. They are computer-based, and you have 4 possible options to choose the answer from. And scoring scale, scores of 500 to 700, and passing is 500. Actually, the pass rate to successfully pass the exam is 80% of scored questions. So you have some chance to make some mistakes, but not more than 20% of all scored questions. How it's done, we have this pretty YouTube video, so let's watch it and let's see something from there. Just like, let me adjust something, share, yes.
Interested in taking your exam at home or work? This video will walk you.
This is it.
Interested in taking your exam at home or work? This video will walk you through some important steps to make sure you have a successful testing experience. Scheduling an online exam is similar to scheduling other exams with Pearson VUE. When it's time for your scheduled exam, go to your testing programs page at pearsonvue.com and log in to your account. Navigate to your test and choose Begin Exam. Then download the OnVUE software. Double-click and run the OnVUE software to begin the check-in process. As a reminder, be sure to choose a private area to take your exam and plan to remove any pictures or notes from your workspace. Follow the prompts to show your ID and snap pictures of your surroundings. Once the check-in process is complete, your exam will begin. During the exam, you will be monitored through your webcam and microphone. Once you begin testing, you will not be permitted to leave the room or move out of the proctor's view. If this happens, or if you were interrupted, your exam may be canceled. Thanks for learning about OnView Online Proctoring. Good luck on your exam.
So this is how it works. What are advantages of having this certification? So first, it opens for you doors to work in international companies and bigger companies, because those companies, they do require this kind of certification from senior and expert level positions in HR. It gives you respect of colleagues. They really know the value of this exam and how it's difficult to pass the exam without any preparation. So they know that you did great effort to pass the exam. It enhanced your career growth because managers, leaders, they respect those who have certifications. It's not just for HR. Different professions, different roles, they also have their own certifications. Financial directors, they have their CFA certification. Chief accountants, they have their ACCA certification. There are lots of certification for different professions, for lawyers, for software developers, for project managers, and so on and so forth. So this enhanced your career growth. It gives you international expertise, specifically if you haven't worked in international companies. It gives you the ability to include this certification into your signature, like those people who had PhD, MBA, and other statuses. So you will be able to add PHR to your signature. You may be invited to be a speaker at different conferences, especially if you're not working in some very well-known companies, because when they sell you as a speaker, they need to tell their audience that this speaker is well recognized. And if you're not from Google or Meta or Amazon, they can't tell something good about you. But if you have this certification, if you're certification holder, then they just write your name, add comma, and then your certification, and it adds value to your name. And you will have higher demand on the market for your certification. Actually, people do search people with certifications on LinkedIn when they search for HR people for different roles. And as researchers say, you expect to have higher salary. Again, it's not something that you will receive by default. Of course, it's based on your effort. It increases your chances to have higher salary. This certification is integrated into LinkedIn. So let's open LinkedIn and let's see how it looks when people have this certificate. So I am going to open LinkedIn and just, LinkedIn, not here, but here, yeah. And I'm going to search people with PHR certification. I'm just typing PHR and clicking enter. So people, and let's see. First, we may notice that people really do add this PHR to their name. We see Catherine Ryan PHR, Nikki McCallum PHR. So the people add all their certifications. Okay, let's open the first profile. Again, we see PHR, and here we see these licenses and certifications. And then it has clickable link, show credential. So when I click the link, I see the real certificate of this person, right? And this kind of certification, it adds value to your LinkedIn profile, because it shows you may have probably not so famous companies here. You may not been working for Meta, for example, but having this HRCI sign, this logo, this information, it adds value to your CV. And again, coming back, just click here. When people search for HR director or other type of candidates, they type title, let it be CHRO, right? So they search for CHRO to limit the result page with more high profiles. They add PHR or other certifications keyword to prioritize people with certification over others. So having this PHR in your LinkedIn profile will lead to higher position in search result, which is good for your career, right? So what you get? You will get your badge. It will tell that it is going to be PHR. And in case you want to obtain paper diploma, you may require and pay shipping costs and printing costs, and you'll receive paper diploma as well. Those are our students. As I said before, I started like 7 or 8 years ago. From this photo, I see that probably those are among first ones, 2019, right? So lots of my lots of my students, they successfully passed this kind of exams by HRCI, different kind of those exams. And previously it was offline, so I received lots of photos. Now they make it online, so they don't send me photos, they just can post something on LinkedIn. So I'm not receiving photos anymore. But if you going to take your offline exam and you take a photo, please send me. I am so happy to receive you photos of your successfully passed exams. So what the course will give you? You will have Q&A section where you may ask your questions. You'll have my full support. You'll have all needed materials to prepare yourself for exam. You will increase your chances of passing the exam by up to 88%. Actually, this 98%, this is a success rate of my students. You will have practice tests in your account. You will have this written, and in case you face any kind of problems, I will be happy to help you solving those problems and difficulties. All those materials and tests that we have here in these materials, the regular price could be as much as $600. But for you, when you buy this course, it's all included. So you don't need to buy anything more. How we prepare? We have our online webinar recording, as you're watching it right now. So you watch online recorded webinars on your own RAM. We are taking tests on your student account. So you may take tests as much time as you want, just for practice. You study the outline. I will show you how it looks very soon. And then you have video about exam registration and exam preparation. So you may prepare yourself and see how it works, what you need to know, and everything that is required, right? Our training program is based on the exam content outline, which is freshly renewed by HRCI. So we are going to cover business management, talent planning and acquisition, learning and development, total rewards, employee and labor relations. About the exam, you are going to take the exam at Pearson VUE Test Center, online or offline. And starting from 2022, you may take it online at home. It's going to take you 2 hours and 15 minutes. Plus, you will have 30 minutes for preparation, for reading instructions and post-exam survey. It's going to be 90 scored questions and 25 not scored questions. Language for PHR is only English. They allow only international certifications to be passed in Spanish, like PHRi, SPHRi. Those could be passed or taken in Spanish. All other certifications, English only. And it costs you $395 exam fee plus $100 admin fee. And there are no exam windows like in other certifications. You may take exam anytime. And again, the admission to the exam is 1 year of experience. Yeah, now let me show you how our lectures look like. So something that is going to expect you very soon. Yeah, let me switch. This is it. So, yeah, probably I have to scale the presentation. So during our classes, we will consider similar, not exact, but similar questions that expect you during the exam, right? So we will study them, we will analyze them. You will have a chance to think and choose the right answer. So I'm giving you time. So next class, I'll be reading the question and giving you time to think and answer. You may click a pause, you may answer just in your mind, and then I will show you the right answer. I'll explain why this specific answer was right, and then I'll show you some bit of information in a visual style, just for you to remember the information. And then, after this visual information, you will have the outline that you are going to read between our lectures. Those outline and this presentation is going to be downloadable. So you may download, you may print it, you may watch it in PDF viewer or any kind of application you want. So you may you may print it and write something down, highlight something, so it's super comfortable. Those outline is not going to be big, right? So this entire presentation for our upcoming class has 34 slides. I think real slides, let's say there are 30 real slides. Half of them are those visual information and questions, and half of them are just text, plain text. So please expect about 10 to 15 pages of plain text as a content outline for each class. So it's not a lot to read. It's not those huge books that you may find over the internet. No, it's very compressed. It's very result-oriented. It's very exam-oriented. So my goal here is not to teach you general HR. I have 150 courses to teach you HR in any possible sphere. But this specific course is to prepare yourself to successfully take the exam, to pass the exam, right? So that is why I'm focusing here on everything that is needed for you to successfully pass the exam. Again, question, answer, visual content, and content outline. Also, I will be giving you some recommendations about exam preparation, about exam taking. This will be included. Those are some reviews from students. Yeah, I remember those time I passed my exams. SHRM, PHRi. I was super happy to pass the exam. You know, it's like you may compare this to the happiest moment in your life. I could count like, let's say 10 happiest moments in my life, and passing exams, I'm one of them. So for exam registration, you will go to HRCI website, but I have detailed instruction in video how to register yourself to the exam. So you see it separately, not in this lecture. This is it. Next time, we'll be talking about talent planning and acquisition. So thank you for attention. I'll be waiting you on lecture number 2, and see you soon. Bye.